Aloha folks, and welcome to the Klipper Golf Course. We're out at hole number 13 again. Today I'm here with a really great guest, a special guest. This is my brother from another mother. This is my brother from another continent. This is Ryan Wood. Ryan Wood is our superintendent out here at the Klipper Golf Course. He is the primary reason we look so good. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about where you come from. What's your background?
Yeah, as Kevin said, I'm Ryan Wood. I'm the golf course superintendent here at the Klipper. I've been out here for, I don't know, a little bit over 16 years now. So, been out here a couple of days. Originally came from Georgia, pretty much Athens, Georgia. Went to school at UGA in the crop and soil science turf grass program there. So that was, I don't know, finished in 2000, and then I was at a golf course in Augusta, the River Club, for about 7 years. And I guess during that time period, me and my wife, we started coming out visiting Hawaii, and finally decided in 2007 we're going to pick up roots and come try it out.
Nice.
You know, everybody says that, right?
That's
oh,
right.
I'd love to go live in Hawaii. Well, we did it. So we came out, and actually took the superintendent's job here at the Klipper in that September of 07. And yeah, I've been here ever since.
Some people
Loving
never
it.
leave.
Yeah.
Some people never leave. Check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
That's right. Well,
Hey, but rewind a little bit, because when you were in Georgia, when did you start golfing? Did you start golfing before you were a sup?
I started back when I was probably about 15. Two of my best friends, always played baseball. All my best friends, we all played baseball together. One of my best friends, his grandfather owned a 9-hole course in the small town I grew up.
Okay, here we go.
And then one of my other best friends, his grandfather owned a 9-hole course probably about 20 miles away. And so they quit playing baseball and they started playing golf all the time.
They got bitten.
Yeah, and so, well, they were playing it already, but you know, it was kind of like one of those deals. It's like, well, you know, either we're going to kind of start, I'm not going to see them as often, or either I got to start playing golf. And so, you know, that was something new to me, but I enjoyed it. You know, I got my start basically playing in scrambles on the weekends.
Right.
And, you know, you don't score any points, but you kind of figure it out. You're playing around a lot of guys all the time, and, you know, they allow you to kind of contribute.
Right.
So yeah,
A putt here and there first.
A putt here and there first.
And then before long, you're hitting the big ball.
Yeah, we're taking, you know, they might take one of my drives every now and then. But you know, that group atmosphere, right?
Right.
That team, you know, kind of led into enjoying it as an individual.
Right.
And, you know, I don't play much individual golf, but I definitely enjoy going out, you know, with other superintendents or, you know, my friends, or combination of both. You know, a lot of my superintendents are close buddies of mine. And so yeah, that's pretty much how I play a lot of golf now.
Okay, but so now you started playing golf when you're about 15 years old,
Yep.
hanging out with your friends, everyone's playing baseball, they get into golf, but at some point you end up going to college. Is the love of golf what got you to go into your major?
Not really. I kind of went into it, you know, when I was in high school. I went ahead and you know, had a lot of customers that I did yard maintenance on.
Okay.
You know, mowing yards, weed eating, backpack blowing.
Beer money.
Yeah, beer money. Grandmother's house, grandmother's church, the cemetery. My dad had a couple of businesses, all those businesses. And then I went to work at a large nursery that was a little bit outside of our hometown. So I did that the rest of the way through high school. And I think in maybe 97, 98, they started building a new golf course in my hometown. And a friend of mine who's older, he had gone through the turf grass program at UGA and went to work over at Augusta National, and kind of talking to him about it. And, you know, I started off business management. So, you know, that door is wide open for anything. You can go anywhere with a business management degree.
Right.
And it's like, you know, I really enjoy side. I started working at that golf course in my hometown. I really enjoyed it because it was still dealing with plants, still out, you know, in Mother Nature, and just always kind of gravitated to those type of jobs. And so finally I changed my major my 3rd year into school, changed from business management, went to turf grass management, soil science. And so yeah, I did that a couple of years, and that's kind of how I got into the turf grass industry and into the golf course
Awesome.
industry.
And then somewhere in that whole story there, you told me about a guy that went on to Augusta. Now you are one of the few people in the world that's had the privilege and the pleasure of playing Augusta.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, not once, you've played it a few times.
Yeah, we got to play it. I was fortunate the golf course that I was at in Augusta. So Augusta National's closed during the middle of the summer. That's when they do all their renovations, construction work and stuff. But you know, they have full-time caddies on staff. And so they do all their training during the summertime. And of course, if the Nationals close down, they can't train their new caddies there.
Okay.
And so we would let them come out to our course.
A little trade agreement going on.
And so we were fortunate enough to be in a situation where
they can come over here. I'll pay for their plane trip.
I know, right? It's a lot more corporate now, unfortunately.
Doggone it.
But yeah, so it was good. It was nice. And you know, those guys over there always, you know, when I was in town, they were always awesome. They just got a, you know, plethora of equipment, and if you want to try something out, they'll let you borrow it. I mean, you know, they got a very good network there within the CSRA. That's what they call that area. And so all the superintendents just really tight. Yeah, you know, it's a tight group of people. It's a small community of superintendents, and we all want to see each other succeed. And so that was just, you know, that was a good place to be there for a while.
Okay, all right. So
you know, kind of the same thing here in Hawaii.
Right. No, I was going to say
all the soups here. Everybody, you know, helps each other out. Equipment goes down. You know, anything. You know, it's a big ohana. It's a big family of soups here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were up in Georgia and studying, you know, going to college, you were studying when you made the transition to turf grass maintenance or becoming a superintendent. You were specializing in paspalum grass, weren't you?
That was one of the things. University of Georgia, Dr. Ronnie Duncan, he kind of really started pushing Seashore paspalum, and you know, he felt that there was a market, and specifically golf courses that are close to the ocean, like ours, the ones that have to deal with salt spray, high amounts of sodium. Yeah. And paspalum can really handle it. It's one of those grasses. It kind of has a regulating mechanism inside the grass, and so once it takes up so much sodium, so much salt, and it can kind of just displace anything extra.
That's incredible.
So it doesn't really get yellow, it doesn't get chlorotic. And whereas Bermuda grass, you know, we have a lot of Bermuda grass out here. Our fairways are predominantly Bermuda grass. Our roughs are predominantly Bermuda grass, but for the most part, our tee boxes, our greens, Seashore paspalum. So like windy conditions like it is today, it's like, you know, we get all this salt spray. Yeah. And if we have multiple days of that salt spray, you'll see our Bermuda grass start turning yellow. Our paspalum will not. Yeah. And so you'll kind of see a Dalmatian look out here. You can see where there's paspalum as opposed to the Bermuda grass. The Bermuda grass will be yellow, paspalum, it's loving, it's vibrant, it's green. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but you know, like having paspalum on the greens and tee boxes here has made a huge difference. I remember playing out here when I was younger in high school, and this place was kind of like a beach park.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It was a beach park with holes on it.
Right.
And I didn't play a lot of golf here because the conditions were never great. The view, spectacular, second to none.
Right.
But the condition of the course was never that great, so it wasn't so much fun to play. However, when they transferred over, changed over, crossed over to the paspalum grass, right. Wow, what a difference. Yeah. But so is there any difference, like say you being in Georgia and coming to Hawaii, you have the same plant, but is it different how you take care of it in an inland state versus?
In most guys, it's, Bermuda grass is warm season grass. Seashore past Palum is a warm season grass. So it loves the sun, loves the heat, doesn't mind the humidity, very water tolerant. The one thing that I do know about people who have had past Palum, and a lot of this is just kind of on test sites, areas where guys have the luxury to kind of play around with different types of grass at their facility. If you're in an area where you get frost, where you get a very hard winter, Seashore past Palum does not overwinter very well. It gets kind of grayish. It really looks ugly.
Got it.
It doesn't look good.
So it's not the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's not the best of both worlds. Whereas Bermuda grass, it'll just, it'll go dormant. It'll go yellow. It takes a nap hibernates. Past Palum does the same thing. But buddy, it looks ugly while it's doing it. It is not a pretty sight. And so, a lot of the guys who have water issues, that's where the big push is, I think, with past Palum. Guys who are using brackish water, reclaimed water, a lot of, not what you would typically think of as clean water. That's where a lot of people use the Seashore past Palum. They use them in those situations, and of course along the coastline. All right. Those are ideal situations.
Got it. Well, I tell you what, Ryan. We have a lot of players. Right?
Yep.
We're running a lot of rounds of golf here, like 65,000 or so a year.
Right.
And we have so much positive feedback. I mean, people singing the praises of the golf course. I take full credit, of course.
Absolutely, as you should.
no, kidding. But
that's why my office is not in the pro shop. You get it.
But what? Tell us, what is the secret to your success? If you were to wrap it all up and say one thing, or generally speaking, what do you do to maintain the conditions here so well?
You try to do the best you can with what you've got. You got to understand your limits and try to use what you do have, money you have, what water you have, to the best of your ability. And a lot of that comes with experience. A lot of that comes with trials and tribulations. It's not pretty out here every day.
Right.
We try to do our best and do the best with what we have. Prioritize. Greens, tee boxes, fairways, and we got a great group of guys. And I got some really good guys in some very strategic positions on my course. My mechanic's awesome. My lead mechanic's been here 25 years.
Yes, Leonard. He's awesome.
Huge.
He's awesome.
That's a huge asset to any golf course operation. If you've got a mechanic with lots of experience on a turf equipment, huge. My pesticide sprayer, my irrigation department, all those guys are just, they're solid. They have, a long-standing history here. They know the property, and you learn from week to week, month to month, year to year, the things that work, the things that don't work. Being able to keep a list of those things.
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of those OCD guys. I've got lists all
You're
over
on
the
top of
place.
it.
I got pins everywhere. I got dry erase boards everywhere. But those are the things that kind of help me remember. Okay, here was a situation from a couple of years ago.
Right.
Let's don't repeat that.
Right.
If it didn't turn out well, or if it turned out very well, let's make sure we're doing that again.
Well, I tell you what, I always think, like, when I talk to you, I think like you're kind of like a scientist, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to keep all those notes. That's your data, right?
Right.
But Ryan, I tell you what, I've been working in the golf industry in the state of Hawaii for probably 40 years now. Started when I was in high school in the cart barn, right?
When you're in elementary school.
No,
Yes.
yeah, elementary school.
Yes, that's right.
But anyway, I've had the pleasure and the privilege of working with a lot of Hawaii's best superintendents. I've been at a few courses. And let me tell you what, brother, you're right up there with the best of them.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you're right. You do have a great crew, but a great crew is only as good as its leader. Yeah. This is our unsung hero of the golf course, and this is why we got him on.
Very kind of you to say that.
No, that's the truth, and that's what we got you on today, because we need to let everybody know what's up.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks for coming out today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Ryan's got to go. He's got to go pick up some kids. But before we take off, remember to like and subscribe. And Ryan's got a special deal for you. He's going to let you test out his golf course, okay? So proof is in the pudding. Don't
That's
just
right.
take our word
Come
for it.
beat it up. Let's go.
Come out and beat it up, okay? So for this week only, we're going to offer free sunset green fees. So at sunset time, which I think is 1,700 right now, check me on that. We don't charge you for the green fees. You just pay for the cart. If you walk, it's free, all right? So remember to like and subscribe. Head on out, and we'll see you at the Clipper. Aloha.
Hello.